Welcome to Off the Diamond by Slo-Pitch for Autism. My name is Paul Holland. With me today, Scott Brewer from Brew's crew out of the Whitby area. How are you today, Scott?
Fantastic. Yourself?
I'm doing great. How's everybody holding up during the lockdown?
We're actually doing pretty well. We had anticipated Eric going back to school at some point in mid-March to late March, but unfortunately, as things progressed, we realized that was not going to be the case, and we've adjusted to spending a lot of time at home. Luckily, we put in a pool a few years ago, so we've been getting a lot of use out of the pool. Eric loves to swim, so that's one of the things that's really helping us get through.
That's great. I was going to ask specifically about Eric. I mean, this lockdown, I know a lot of kids with autism are very used to a routine, and this has probably thrown his routine completely out of whack. Is he adjusting okay? Is he doing well?
Yeah, he's actually doing quite well. We thought it was going to be a tough transition for him, but seems to be enjoying a bit more time at home. And myself, I'm actually working from home 100% of the time. So for me, it's actually kind of nice to get to spend a lot more time with him throughout the day. My wife is working from home 2 days a week, and she's in the office 3 days a week. So we try and make the most of the days when all three of us are at home together, try and obviously get our work done, but try and have some family time in between as well.
Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad to hear he's doing well with everything going on. It must be quite the ordeal, especially being so close to the big city. I don't know if the recent lifting of restrictions has impacted you guys, or if you're still under full lockdown.
So for the Durham region, they actually lifted a bunch of restrictions last Friday. So some of the patios are allowed to open. Obviously, one of Eric's favorite things is to eat. He loves his food. He's just about to turn 15 in 2 weeks' time. He's already over 6 feet or in and around 6 feet, and he just eats all the time. So his favorite thing was always going to a restaurant and having a good meal. But with that not being an option, we are still trying to do some takeout from local establishments to support them as well. And also give Eric kind of a treat once in a while for doing such a good job being at home.
That's awesome. I'm glad things are going well for you, man. You guys have been playing our SPFA tournaments for quite a few years now. What initially drew you to our tournaments, and kind of how did that all happen?
Well, we actually, I got started playing SPFA. One of the guys that I've played with on my Sunday night men's team for many, many years saw SPFA online and gave me a call and said, hey, would you mind if we threw in a team? We'd love to play, for the Brewer family. And is that okay? And, of course, we were, very flattered that they would want to support our family, and ended up playing in that tournament myself. It was in Grafton, which is always an amazing tournament being out there. We were initially under the name Code Blue. That was the original name of the team, and we played under that name for the season. And then throughout the off season, we got a lot more serious in the planning, and Brew's crew was born, and the rest has just been a whole lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, every time I've seen you guys out there, you've always been a lot of fun, nothing but smiles and enjoying life. I know the last couple of years you've been right up near the top, if not at the top of our fundraising leaderboard.
Yeah.
How did that all come to be? Who made the big push for the fundraising, and how do you go about it?
Well, usually what we do is we always put in kind of a suggested minimum for a tournament. So, we know that most of the outdoor tournaments are, $300, $350. So we could charge everybody the $25 or $30 minimum amount. But we always say, throw in 40 if you can. If you can't, obviously that's not a problem. And usually we like to bring out, 13, 14 people, and if everybody throws in $40, by the time you pay the team fee, you've still got a couple hundred left over that goes towards the fundraising. It's always been something that's kind of near and dear to, my heart, as well as my wife's, obviously with Eric and our situation. But I do have to give a big shout out to Mark Davis, who is our team captain. He does a lot of the administrative work around collecting the money, and he also runs a Super Bowl board every year, which usually raises about $500 that goes to SPFA under the Bruce Crew name. So really can't say enough about the team. They're all a bunch of generous individuals, and don't want to play ball with anybody but them. They're fantastic.
Yeah. Well, Mark was originally supposed to do this interview, but he passed it off and got you guys to do it instead. So
Yeah.
just this way, he threw you under the bus on this one.
Yeah. He actually sent me a note and asked if we minded if he kind of pushed it over to us, and we're always happy to try and do stuff to promote SPFA.
No, we appreciate every little bit of it. You guys have been at a ton of our tournaments. Is there any moments or anything you've seen that really stands out that you remember?
Yeah, there's been quite a few. If I remember one, it was a couple of years ago. We were playing in Ajax up at the Audley Diamonds, and we played against a team by the name of Addie's Angels. It was probably it wasn't really a real game of baseball, but it was the most fun I've ever had on a ball diamond. Their team was so encouraging, not only to us, but their team members as well. We had a blast on the field. We had a lot of fun, and we got to meet Addie after as well, which was, just something that was quite special, and I'm going to remember for quite a long time.
That's awesome. And you said Eric's 15 now. Is he showing any interest? Is he going to join the Brewer Crew team one day?
Well, we've been lucky enough that he's been able to come out and watch a few tournaments. We had him out in Baltimore last year, as well as Grafton. He's not showing a lot of interest in baseball, unfortunately. Right now, we're actually trying to get him to show some interest in golf, be it that it's the only game where he can really go out and play right now. But it's baby steps. Obviously, he loves his iPad and his screens. Obviously, trying to limit that as much as possible. But yeah, I'm hoping one day that we might be able to get him out and have him part of Bruce Crew.
That'd be awesome to see. And you know what? Who knows? Maybe one day we'll see him on the PGA Tour.
So, that'd be great.
Whatever he enjoys, man.
Yeah.
So just on the baseball side of things, let's pause reality for a second, and we'll go off into dreamland here. If we could host an SPFA tournament at any ballpark in the world, which one would you like to see us do it at, and why?
Wow, there's so many great ballparks around the world. Me personally, my opinion, I would love to play ball down in Iowa where they filmed Field of Dreams. Probably one of my most favorite movies. It's one I've seen hundreds of times, and just the whole story about the White Sox and what happened to them and building the field, and I don't think there'd be any cooler place to go and play a ball than down there.
That's awesome. That's an awesome answer. I think they're doing a major league game there. They're building a small stadium to do it, so. Maybe one day we'll get SPFA Field of Dreams. What do you think? That'd be cool.
That'd be amazing. We'd certainly travel down for that one.
And just circling back for a second, being from a family of autism, how do you find the reaction, the awareness? Did you find that growing and people being more understanding as time goes on?
Yeah, I think it's something that, in the last maybe 5 years, there seems to be a lot of awareness out there now, which is fantastic, because I know a lot of families do struggle with taking their kids, even something routine like going shopping for groceries, going to a restaurant. We're very fortunate in that Eric is mostly very easygoing, and, will go anywhere. As long as he's got an iPad or a Nintendo DS or something to play with. We're very fortunate that we can take him anywhere, but I do definitely find that within our community there's been a lot more awareness around autism. You see a lot more events going on, charity walks to raise money. World Autism Day, I think, is really getting a lot of publicity lately, and the Light It Up Blue campaign. So it's really encouraging to see what's out there and what's happening every year, and just trying to do what we can to promote it even more.
No, that's awesome, man. Is there anything that you see at our tournaments that we're not talking enough about?
I mean, for me, I think you guys pretty much cover, the necessities, kind of going through the rates of autism and how they're increasing substantially over the last few years. How maybe just going up and talking to somebody who might be having a tough day with their kids out in public, just to say, is there anything I might be able to help you out with? Or, if you're a family of autism, going and saying, what, I'm in your shoes, you'll get through it. Just try and be encouraging. And that's something that, a lot of the ball teams that come out and play, they might not necessarily know a lot about autism. So it's great to see, the education and promote the awareness even more.
Yeah, I mean, as much as we're all ball fans, and ball players, we feel that the prize draws, the talk, the education piece of our tournaments is the most important. We always work at it, and we always look for input from people like you who are from a family of autism, just to help us steer in the right direction. Can't help but notice the shirt, man. I love the gear. Nice to see, the Slow-Pitch for Autism gear. Yeah. Mark's gonna roast you a little bit. Said he's gonna tell you should be wearing the Brew Crew shirt, but
that's all right.
Man. SPFA all the way.
Yeah, absolutely.
So we're just gonna finish things off here with a quick little rapid fire question. I'm gonna ask you 10 questions. Just first answer comes to the top of your head.
Okay.
Real easy and nothing too out there. So we'll just jump into this quickly.
Okay.
All right. So first question is, what's your biggest pet peeve?
My biggest pet peeve?
Yeah.
People that chew loudly.
That leads into the next one. Lobster or steak?
Steak.
Favorite superhero?
Iron Man.
One thing you still have from your childhood?
Oh, I have a little plush doll, basically. It's Grover, who was always my favorite character growing up.
If you were a wild animal, what would you be?
Tiger.
Favorite celebrity?
Oh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna go with Kiefer Sutherland.
Favorite baseball team?
I gotta rep the Blue Jays.
Place you missed the most during shutdown?
Definitely the ball diamond.
Favorite movie?
The Dreams.
If you could change one thing in the world, what would it be?
Oh, wow. Another tough question. I'd like to see the wealth of the world a little bit more evenly distributed. Let's put it that way.
That's awesome. That's your 10 questions. So thank you for that. And thank you for your time today, Scott. I appreciate it. As always, this is Off the Diamond, brought to you by Slow-Pitch for Autism. Don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons below to see more content from SPFA. And as always, you can follow us on our social media platforms. Thanks, everybody, and we'll see you next time.